Okay, another cloudy morning. On Friday, President Trump signed the Genius Act into law, vowing to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. Brent Wilsey, president of Wilsey Asset Management, joins us now to share more about what cryptocurrency is and how the new legislation could affect the crypto market. All right, Brent, good morning.
Good morning.
There's a lot of layers to this.
There is.
I mentioned off camera, I walked over here and I said the last time you and I talked about this was 2 to 3 years ago, and you were not a fan.
Still not a fan.
Okay.
Right
That's a good tease right there. So now we got to hear what you say.
Right up there with Jamie Dimon and Warren Buffett, not a fan. But let's talk about the Genius Act. And I always love how they come up with like the name and then the bill that fits it, because Genius Act stands for something. It stands for Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins. So that's what it means when you hear Genius Act. So I don't know how they make those always fit into something, but,
right.
But let's talk about what it does. It does licensing and oversight on stablecoin currency companies, and that what's been a problem, is that, okay, well, who are these people? So now they have to get licensed through the OCC, which offers a controller currency, U.S. bank charters. They can go through state regulators, but they have to be regulated, which was a positive. There's supposed to be consumer protection. I say supposed to be, because you go to the bank, you know your money's backed by the FDIC. Well, what they've done here to try to give people comfort is consumer protection. So what they're saying is that before anybody gets anything, if you have a stable coin, you get paid in that stable coin if that company goes insolvent. Well, if the company goes insolvent, they probably have too much debt, it's just not going to work. And that's one thing I don't understand. I mean, it's kind of like a false sense of security,
right,
so to speak. And the other thing that bothers me about stablecoin is a conflict of interest the president has. I mean, this benefits cryptocurrencies. We see them go up. Well, his family's into cryptocurrencies pretty heavy. He has his own currency, the Trump coin. So, my opinion, this should never be in place to where a president should not be doing stuff to benefit their personal investment, so to speak.
What secures cryptocurrency? Is there any security?
There's not.
So it's just everything's arbitrary. It's random. I don't know anything other than what you and I talked about.
Well, let's talk about cryptocurrencies, and then we're going to talk about stable coins, because they're two different things. And there are, listen to this, 17,000 different cryptocurrencies. Now, only 10,000 trade. But that's still, it's a crazy realm you go into, and Bitcoin is known because it's the oldest. But the difference of a cryptocurrency is that, and it's not really new, it's digital cash. Well, we've had credit cards forever. You know, you've got Venmo, you've got Zelle, you've got these. That's digital cash kind of as well. You're not actually trading the dollars. But they're not fiat currency. And a fiat currency is a currency that's established by a government, managed by a central bank. And, you know, if I give you a $100 bill, you know it's worth a $100 bill. Well, cryptocurrencies are not managed by a central bank. They're just the general population is doing it. And the problem with those is that if I give you a Bitcoin, it's worth what it's trading at. You know, so there's no real nominal value to it. And the problem with that's based on supply and demand. It's kind of, I hate to say this, kind of reminds me of the old Amway days. You go to the dinner table at Thanksgiving, like, oh, I'm selling Amway, why don't you get into it, and so forth. Well, that's kind of what happens. People are trying to get people into Bitcoin, because the more people get into Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, the more it goes up in price because more people are buying it. And they say, well, the supply is limited. Well, again, I just mentioned 17,000 different cryptos, so it's really not limited. And it's just a hide the shell game, because again, it's based on supply and demand. And if people stop saying, you know, I don't want to buy any longer, it will fall. But right now, it's exciting. People have excitement. There's no value to it. And these stable coins, well, they're even different. A stable coin is different. A stable coin is supposed to give you that stable value of the cryptocurrencies. Well, it's either backed by the collateral. They'll put for every dollar that you have there, they'll back it by US dollars, and that's a collateral for it. But there's also logarithms that they use, and these actually did not work back in 2022. 2022, I think it was like Terra dollar, whatever. It collapsed because there wasn't there. You try to peg it to these dollars, and if things move or there's fraud there, and these companies, again, we had, what was it, Signature Bank, they folded because of fact of aggressiveness. And that's what worries me, is that you think this is now safe, and it's maybe a movement in the right direction, but I even we listened to Jamie Dimon conference call, because we own JP Morgan Chase portfolio. He talks about stable coins because they can be a way to transfer payment. And he goes, yeah, you know, we might use them, but I also feel that we might be able to come up with something better for transportation of payment through the blockchain. So it's very convoluted, and that's what we're doing with people, is that they just see the hype of it going up, like, oh, it's going up, I guess it's good. No, it is based on the hype right now. And bubbles can last 10, 12 years. So just because I've been wrong for 2, 3 years, I'm okay with that. There's still no reason to invest in any type of cryptocurrency.
When you just referred to cryptocurrency a moment ago, you used the word excitement. But we always talk about rule number 1 in investing, counterintuitive.
Yep.
You got to take emotion and put it completely aside.
Yeah.
So what would you advise somebody, just in closing here, what would you advise somebody who right now is sitting there and they're about to make an investment in cryptocurrency? What would you advise them to do instead?
Just understand the risk. I mean, you got the volatility. You know, we've looked, there's been on cryptocurrencies, there's been like, I think 140,000 scams across the country of people getting scammed by them. The recoverability, if you're actually buying cryptocurrencies, you've got this digital password, so to speak. If you lose it, there's no one to turn to. Your money is gone. There's a lot of Bitcoin out there that can't be accessed because people don't know what their password is. And you get certain, I think like 10 times, if you don't get it right, it's gone. You'll never be able to access that.
Wow.
So there's so many risks with it. And I always tell people too, like, well, it's like digital gold. Well, what if the grid or the internet goes down? How are you going to get your digital currency? There's no electricity. There's no way to do it. I mean, that's why it is not digital gold. Gold, I can give you a piece of gold. You hold it. You feel it. I mean, there's just, it's the excitement, and it's new, and it's exciting, and people, and it's going up. So therefore, oh, I've got to have crypto because my friend made, you know, doubled his money and so forth. Well, you know, like you can do that with baseball cards too. They get excited, and when the excitement goes away, oh, it goes down. And it could go on for years.
All right.
But there's no reason.
Brent Wilsey, Wilsey Asset Management, another good one.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Learned a lot.